Now let's get to the bottom line. And the bottom line is how to make money blog posting, writing articles on Fiverr. Now, this is definitely not the easiest way to make money online, but people are actually making decent money off of it. For example, this one right here piqued my attention. This guy is a top rated seller and he's charging $50 for as much as a 400-word blog post on the topic of your choice. Now he has 17 orders in queue, and that's just for his basic gig. He charges $50. Now for his standard one, up to 1,000-word blog post, he charges 125. For the premium, 185. Now you might be asking yourself, I can't do this. Well, during this course, I'm going to show you that you can. You can do this. Now, the only thing that you got to do to complete the task is to use Grammarly. I suggest you to use premium. If you don't want to use premium, maybe you can start working a couple of gigs here and there until you assemble some money to allow you to buy the premium version of Grammarly. But if you're not able to, or if you do not want to buy the premium version of Grammarly, no problem with that as well. Now let's get to it. Now on Fiverr, you have two options. You get to explore the website as a buyer or as a seller. In my case right now, I'm exploring the website as a buyer. Now, if you want to explore the website as a seller, click on switch to selling and it switches you off to see the view, okay, the seller view. Now let's get here actually just to explain everything. You got the dashboard messages, and here you can actually contact the the buyers, and you can check the notifications that you receive from each buyer. You can actually contact them directly on inbox, and here you get to see, if you click gigs, you get to see the gigs that you have active. So for instance, this particular point, I have 2 gigs active, and you can see that during this month, I had about 619 impressions just for this gig right here. And you can actually pretty much see the analytics and the earnings that you have received all, in here. But the most important part, first of all, is to get the orders. Now, many of you might be asking, well, how can I get the order? Now let's switch to buying and let me show you. So if I type in here, for example, the word body building blog, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to appear with just another person who pretty much does the same. So right here, as you can see, I have created this gig. It says starting at $5. Well, I'm not selling the product at $5. As I've shown you, I'm selling up to $40 per post. But just to attract the attention of the sellers, I suggest you to look for keywords that have no competition. So for the keyword bodybuilding blog, we only have, there's only 2 of us basically. There's only 2 of us. And in the past, I was just the only person on Fiverr that had this keyword, that wrote this keyword bodybuilding blog, talking about smart work. So instead of going head on to, with the competition, you should go and look for keywords that are going to separate you from the competition so that when anybody searches on here, they may find you directly. So in this case, for example, let's search for blog. If you search blog as a broad term, look how many services are there. Just to prove my point, there is 59,000 services in here. Now, 59,000 services is not a small number of services, trust me, because let's say you create a gig today that says I can write a blog post for you. Now, if you use the term blog, look how many people you're in competition with. Versus if somebody comes in and types blog bodybuilding, I'm the only person that shows along with another person. Okay, so you can see right here, from 59,000 to 2 services available. And this should explain to you, once I go to switch this to selling option, this should explain to you the reason why I have such a huge impression or number of impressions that I get. Now, the impressions that you get are how many people saw your article, how many people saw your article. So that's quite a lot of people that saw my article, right? And that's mainly due to the fact that I've used my brains, that I have not went and tried to compete in red oceans, and I suggest you to do the same. So if you want to start now, and if you want to get organic clients without having to go and look for them, make sure that you separate yourself by writing specific things about what you're going to do. So if, for example, you're a medical student and that you can write medical articles or medical blogs, if we search for medical blogs, you'll see right here that there are only 1,177 articles or services available, which is lower. If, let's say, for example, you're blogging or you want to blog about entrepreneurship blogs. Okay, if we search for entrepreneurship blogs, you can see that there are only 20 services available of people that are willing to write about entrepreneurship blogs. And the most successful person here I can see is this guy right here. He's actually making quite some good money from this, since he has 130 5-star reviews. So pretty much it's not bad. He's made up, probably, around $4,000 just because he was smart enough to, make, say that I will interview you in my popular entrepreneurship blog. Well, this guy basically he only has a blog and he interviews people on his blog. And it's not a video interview. It is a resume of the interview. So the guy does an interview with the person. Then what he does is he records that interview. He writes it down on his blog as words. So that's what it is, guys. When you're aiming to create a gig, do not create your gig just like everybody else, because you're just gonna be lost along with everybody else. So make sure you separate yourself from the competition by choosing smart keywords. It's like the one I showed you, bodybuilding blog. There are only 2 of us, for God's sake, on Fiverr with the term bodybuilding blogs. And just check how many people out there or how many websites out there that are looking for bloggers or people who are ready to write or willing to write articles on blog and on bodybuilding.